So welcome into the Locker Room Show, connected by Iris Networks. Mark Packer along with Jason Swain, who played at Tennessee. Austin and I did not. I'm glad games like that, the Akron game, come and go and they're behind us, because you spent the whole week saying, I wonder how we're going to do against Florida. And now you get to start talking about Florida.
Well, for sure. I mean, it was good to see Tennessee handle business and do what we thought they should do, but it is Florida week, and we've been talking about it for the last probably a couple of months, and it's finally here, and it's going to be on a huge stage. College Game Day is going to be here. Prime time slot there on CBS, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah, checkering, kneeling. I mean,
it's all there for you.
It's all there for you, and for Tennessee, it's such a huge showcase game. But all the pressure is on Tennessee. Florida comes in 2-1. They could easily be 0-3, if not definitely 1-2. But they've won 16 of the last 17 in this series. Half of those games, Tennessee was the better team, and Florida found a way to win, or Tennessee found a way to lose. Tennessee comes in as almost a 10-point favorite in this game. All the pressure to me is on Tennessee, and I think the biggest key is surviving the first quarter. I think if Tennessee comes out and they got the lead after the first quarter, watch out, because I think Neyland's going to be a powder keg. I think the most important player, we'll talk about Cedric Tillman and Jabari Small and all that tonight. To me, the most important player is not a player, it's the fans. Because if Neyland is electric, like we all know it will be, and they can alter Florida and how they do things. I mean, this is Florida's first road game, under Billy Napier, Anthony Richardson's first time at Neyland Stadium. They could really affect how Florida plays in this football game.
Jason, I think it's easy for us, especially with Heupel's offense, for everyone to talk about the offense. But for Josh Heupel, the success that they're having, in my mind right now, is on the defensive side. Because the second half of Pitt in the Akron game, they're playing lights-out defense right now.
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh, that win was defense taking care of business and getting key stops and getting pressure on the quarterback. Akron, I mean, guys, they're not good. So
nobody said they were.
Offense did what they're supposed to do.
Right.
Defense did what they're supposed to do. I feel like Akron could have scored, but they kind of messed up themselves, had a fumble. But defense is playing a lot better than they did last year, and they'll have to play well for Tennessee to beat Florida next week or this week.
Let's get this out of the way. You want to be injury-free when you come out of games like that. There were a couple of scares in the game. Where are they after the day after?
Well, Cedric Tillman's an ankle, and we'll see. We'll see what stem treatment. We'll see what they're able to so we'll see how quick of a healer he is this week. I think he'll certainly try to play. You see him there. He kind of got hit low. Akron went low several times. That's why the game was so chippy. If he can't go, we'll see if they adjust what Brew McCoy does. Who they kind of put in that slot. Is it Ramel Keaton? Is it Walker Merrill? Who do they kind of put in that slot for Cedric Tillman if he can't go or is limited coming up Saturday? Jabari Small, I think, will probably be able to play Saturday. Dylan Sampson's another little bit of an ankle, but I think, will likely be able to go. I think the biggest thing, though, Mark, Tennessee can replace some skill guys. To me, the biggest thing is, you remember a year ago, Cooper Mays was out. They had to shift Jerome Carvin into center, and it just altered their whole offensive line. Tennessee's offensive line's healthy. They're starters, and I think that's a big thing, because if you can keep Hendon Hooker upright, Hendon Hooker is going to find guys open. Josh Heupel and Alex Golesh are going to get guys open. But if they can't protect, then that's different. So I think having the offensive line healthy for this one is big.
That's the I think the deciding factor. I mean, Hendon has some high throws early in the games where he gets a little.
There's 3 of 7, then 11 in a row to close.
Yeah. So he gets settled down. He's good to go. But need to have that protection. The running game, got to have that going. I think Cedric, just how walking off the field, he's going to fight like heck to get back out there. And this week will be very important for him to get treatment and make sure he's ready to play, because it's a big one.
So to Austin's point, I mean, you're a former wide receiver, and all eyes are on the quarterback and the wide receivers and the running backs and all. But to his point, a year ago, it was kind of like, okay, what's the lineup now on the offensive line? And you never could get it figured out. Is that as important as anything on the offense, as just having that continuity on the field? Which, by the way, we've got one of the big guys in studio coming up in just a few minutes.
No, it's super important. I mean, it's the one position on the football field where you got to have all 5 guys in sync to be successful. And this game against Florida is usually determined in the trenches. When I played, that team that had the most rushing yards usually had the best chance of winning. So this game will be played in the trenches for sure, and hopefully, Tennessee is ready to go and able to get that win.
Well, for years, it was Tennessee trying to slow the pace and keep the Florida offense off the field. And now all of a sudden it's the opposite. It's Florida trying to slow the pace, trying to keep Tennessee's offense off the field in this type of game. So it will be interesting to see, how Tennessee's offense responds. And again, I think that first quarter is key, because if the Vols can get off to a hot start, watch out. You go back to that 2016 game, the last time Tennessee beat Florida, they actually had to overcome that massive deficit and scored 30-something unanswered in that game. I don't think Tennessee needs to do that. They need to put Florida away early, because Neyland will be a powder keg, as we talked about, and you don't want to give Florida any kind of reason to believe. They're already going to walk into this game thinking, we own Tennessee. We've won 16 of the last 17. No matter where we are as a program, we're always going to be better than Tennessee. Same way Tennessee kind of feels when they play Kentucky, right?
Yep.
But Tennessee's got a chance, if they get off to a quick start, to say, nah, not this year, and put Florida in their place. And I think that's why that first quarter is massive.
I know this. I know when you're playing the Ball States and the Akrons of the world, I'm sitting there watching, and every time Hendon takes off running, you're like, okay, no, dive down. We can't lose you right now. But I think now when you go into a game like Florida, that could be kind of the X factor.
Could be. It was at Pittsburgh.
Absolutely. And you look at how Joe Milton has played so far this season with some of his throws. If Hendon gets banged up, you feel confident that Milton can go out there and make some plays as well.
I thought it was a good bounce-back game for Jalen Wright. Had that fumble, wasn't seen again up at Pittsburgh. They went back to him early in that game when Jabari got knocked out. He held on to the ball. He ran the ball hard. Obviously, Dylan Sampson gives this offense a spark. But on the whole, I was really happy for Jalen Wright. To me, he's going to be somebody that Tennessee leans on a lot Saturday.
You had to be impressed with the crowd. I mean, you're talking about Akron, and yet the place was packed, which was pretty cool. We got to take a break right now, though. When we come back, a former Florida offensive lineman who was a Gator a year ago now wears a different kind of orange. We're talking about Gerald Mincy when we come back on the
Double
Locker Room
Packer.
Show, and I'm everywhere.
The Locker Room is brought to you by Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Iris Networks, Knoxville Orthopedic Clinics, and Exterior Home Solutions.
When it comes to the game of football, teamwork is critical for success. When it comes to customer service and business, that team approach is just as critical. That's why we're such believers in our friends at Exterior Home Solutions. We have seen firsthand how Exterior Home Solutions has supported our community and treats their customers just like family. So when it comes to roofing, siding, or maybe a complete overhaul, please make Exterior Home Solutions your first and only call.
Football is back, and OAB Law is excited for a season full of big hits and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OAB Law will come to your defense. Call OAB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
Blue 2020 F-150 41990. Hut. Jake drops back. He's got a deal wide open. The crowd goes wild. With savings, whether you're looking for a low-mileage pre-owned truck to tailgate in or a minivan to get the whole family to the game, the Pre-Owned Patrol has what you're looking for. Only at Ted Russell Ford on Kingston Pike or Parkside Drive.
Hey, this is UT head football coach Josh Heupel. It's football time in Tennessee. When the Big Orange play, you don't have to miss a second of the action. Before, during, and after the game, just make sure your radios are tuned in to 107.7 WIVK. Or if you're on the go, download the WIVK app and listen anywhere. Your flagship station for the Tennessee Volunteers. 107.7 WIVK. It's a Tennessee tradition.
Do you want top-of-the-line fitness equipment for home, school, or work? New or reconditioned, Dynabody in Maryville has everything you need to build that gym. Used equipment brands include Paramount, Life Fitness, Nautilus, Hammer Strength, and Precor. Reach for the power with Dynabody.
Well, when Tennessee was going through spring ball, I remember I called you after practice one time and I said, this Mincy guy from Florida looks the part. If he's as good as he looks, look out.
Yeah, and Gerald Mincy had a solid spring, then took off in fall camp, won the job, has been the starter. every step of the way for Tennessee through 3 games and has been playing really well, and he's with Jason Swain.
Gerald, people are excited that you're here. Big-time transfer from Florida, and everyone wants to know anytime a recruit picks Tennessee, kind of what was their reason. So I'll ask you, why Tennessee and why did you pick Tennessee?
I just seen what Coach Heupel and Coach Ellaby and Coach AG, Coach Golis is doing with the program and where it's taking off. And I like how they just moving right now. So.
You had a battle there at tackle during fall camp. How do you think that battle, winning that battle, will help you this week against Florida, your old team?
It just prepares me just keep working, just to, make sure I dial into the playbook and, my fundamentals, making sure that I stay on top of everything so I could be ready to beat Florida.
Did you have this game circled? I mean, everyone wants to know. Everyone's going to ask you. This week is a big week for you, but did you have this circled?
Yeah, I had this game circled as soon as I decided I'm going to come to Tennessee, because I know this is going to be the stamp. This is where I'm going to make my mark.
Offensive line play, give us your take on how it's been so far in the first couple of games, and what do you feel like you need to do to kind of continue to improve and get better?
Just always prepare the right way each week, no matter who we playing, Ball State, Florida, Alabama. Then making sure that I take my preparation serious to every day. Just keep working, work on the fundamentals, on the little things, and making sure I stay on top of that.
How long did it take you to adjust to the tempo? Because you came from a program that didn't do the up tempo, and usually the offensive linemen, they got to adjust in a huge way. How long did it take for you to kind of say, all right, I'm good now, I can get used to this?
I don't think you ever adjust to the tempo because each week we going faster and faster. So like 1 week we might run 8 plays in a minute, and the next week we might run 8 plays in 50 seconds. So it's just always a grind, just keep going, keep pushing, making sure I'm protected from my brothers and moving on power.
Well, talk about their brothers, man. Talk about that brotherhood, that culture. You said that the culture attracted you to Tennessee in a roundabout way, but speak on the culture and that relationship between you and your teammates.
We could speak on JJ. That's my boy. I got here, like JJ was the backup tackle. You think we competing for a spot, that he's not gonna help me with the playbook. But nah, he was actually helping me, teaching me the plays, teaching me the technique. Dane and RJ, they was also, chipping in and helping me, making sure that I catch up adjusted, because it's not just a 5-man show. We're gonna need all 16 guys in the O-line room to make sure we stay victorious.
Man, describe playing in Neyland Stadium at night. Got a chance to do that last night and first game of the season against Ball State. But describe what it's like running through the tee and playing underneath the lights there in Neyland.
Nah, it's most definitely electrifying, very electrifying. It's nothing like it. Words can't even explain it.
How has the defensive line that you go up against each and every day, especially during fall camp, prepared you? We look at and see what they did against Pittsburgh, getting after the quarterback, but how did the defensive line prepare you for this season?
Every day is a competition. So like we got guys, BY, he trying to get better. Josh, we got Bump, Rome. And, we got guys out there, they hungry. They out there trying to get it. So I made sure I got to come on my A game too. And at the end of the day, we each getting better. So we could, win the game Saturday.
How much has Hendon grown from this spring to this fall? You got to have that captain under center, and Hendon certainly seems like he's that guy for you guys. But you got here when you did during the spring. But how has he grown as a leader in the last couple of months?
He's like a big brother. He kind of took everybody under his wing and making sure that, like, if he in there getting extra work, all right, O-line in there getting extra work too. We out there, catching snaps or doing little steps. If he out there running sprints after practice and stuff like that. So we all got the same goal in mind, just to win the East and hopefully go to the national championship game.
How do you keep your emotions in check? Warm-ups is going to be rowdy. The fans are going to be there. You're going to see some of the guys that you played against, some of the guys you played high school with. How do you, Gerald Mincy, make sure that you don't get tired, you don't get fatigued? How do you keep your emotions in check for warm-ups and throughout the game?
Just knowing that I'm not playing for myself, I'm playing with a bigger purpose, playing for first thing first, Lord. and the T and my brothers, and you know all the guys, the coaches that you know paid the way for me, because you know this is something that don't usually happen. You know, Tennessee beating Florida, so knowing that the game is just bigger than me and my emotions and my past, so that's the biggest thing.
It's going to be a good one, guys. Gerald Mincy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, looking forward to this, and I know he is.
Well, I think everybody is. I mean, this is a big game across a lot of different spectrums. City of Knoxville, program, you know, whether it be Tennessee's NIL collective trying to raise money, trying to, you know, if you're VolQuest switching platforms to On3. I mean, winning this game sets you up for a 2-week build going into the bye week for that road game at LSU. It gives a lot of, I mean, there's so much optimism anyways, but if you exit this month undefeated, to me it changes the basement for this season.
Can you imagine the off weekend if you beat Florida and you're in the top 10? I mean, just 2 weeks. Just give the Tennessee fan base 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think they all deserve it.
Just 2 weeks. All right, lots to get to when we come
you
back.
Got to go earn it.
What? By the way, support the Big Orange.
Speaking of the collective.
Speaking of the collective, you too can support the Vols Initiative and their efforts to continue to win games and have folks like Gerald Mincy on our show by going online to volunteerclub.com. Whatever donation you'd like to make, you can do it there. Locker Room Connected by Iris Networks continues right after this.
The Locker Room is brought to you by Commercial Bank, Humana, E2 Sports, and OEB Law. The Locker Room is brought to you in part by Knoxville Orthopedic Clinics, the exclusive orthopedic provider for University of Tennessee athletics for over 70 years.
This is the story of John Smith. Not this John Smith, or this John Smith, or any of the other hundreds of John Smiths that are Humana Medicare Advantage members. No, it's this John Smith, who we paired with a Humana team member to help address his own specific health needs. At Humana, we take a personal approach to your health to provide care that's just as unique as you are, no matter what your name is.
Behind every Food City meat and seafood counter is a highly trained, certified butcher. Our butchers offer special orders, custom cuts, and even entire meal recommendations. In fact, you'll be so impressed with our butchers, you'll be asking yourself, what can't they do?
Huh, I bet he'd be great at wrapping presents.
Okay, well, maybe not that. But at Food City, our butchers make almost everything better.
D1 training is not only for the athlete who wants to perform at their best. D1 offers adult training programs because we believe everybody needs training. With a specialized facility, targeted workouts, and professional trainers, D1 Training has been in business 20 years strong. We'll give you everything you need to succeed. All you have to do is show up. Join us D1 Hardin Valley or D1 Sevier County.
D1 Sports Training, the place for the athlete.
So Humana takes us inside the huddle, and we look at that player that just balled out, and I think 11 did pretty good.
No, we wanted to see more down the field throws, and we saw some attempts against Pittsburgh to hit him in the middle of the football field, but they found him against AKRON, and he was electric. He had some big-time catches, big-time finishes, and I know he's happy, but I know he's hungry and wants more, and he's going to get it, I think, moving forward.
You know, we talked during the offseason, Austin, coming into this year, if we could just get to 3-0, get the win against Pittsburgh, get to Florida, get 4-0 through September, and then it's Katie bar the door at that point in time. Does it almost feel like it's just like it's so close? Because those of us that have been around here a long time, and we've seen Tennessee teams that should have beaten Florida over and over and over again.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, it's right there on Tennessee's fingertips. They've got to find a way to get it done. Again, I said it before we were going to break. You got to go out and earn it. You just got to go out and take it. Like Florida's going to walk in, and their mindset is going to be, it don't matter where we've been, how bad we've been this year.
We win this game.
We win this game, much like it is when Tennessee plays Kentucky. So you've got to go just take it. You've got to have the mindset of, no, not this year.
So when you played at Tennessee, you weren't here for when Peyton, those guys just couldn't get over Spurrier. Tennessee had a little success against Florida, had won a game or two. But was it that kind of feeling for you when you went into Florida, or you're like, we got these guys, we own these guys?
Beat them my freshman year, beat them my sophomore year, so I expected to beat them every single year. It was disappointing when we lost to them my junior year. It was close, and then we lost to them by 1 point my senior year when they won the championship.
You were kind of like the cream filling in the cookie. I mean, because on both sides of you, it was just like, ugh.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that was good luck.
From 98 to 04, Tennessee won that game 4 times, 98, 01, 03, 04. Since then, they've won them once, 2016. And so, too many times you've had the Hail Mary in Gainesville or the 4th and 17.
Butch Jones got it done.
Bust in Gainesville. Butch Jones should have won 3 games against Florida. He won once. He should have won. He should have won 3 games. He won once.
Okay, so here's what let's do. Here's what let's do. Let's roll the video of Florida this year. Let's talk about the Florida team this year, because talk about a team that's kind of Jekyll and there is a young gun right there.
Yeah, well, 2 of them, Trey and Cade.
Yeah. So the Florida team this year, they get the win over Utah. South Florida, they kind of escape. They got a pick 6, and I mean, I kind of do it with mirrors just a little bit.
Well, they are. They could easily be 0-3. They're somehow 2-1. They've won a couple of close ball games on a pick in the end zone late on Utah, and then, like I said, that South Florida lined up and attempted a 48-yarder and missed it last night. But that was after a botched snap that rolled back 20 yards past the line of scrimmage and forced a 48-yard field goal instead of a 28-yard field goal. This is a Florida team that's not very good. Anthony Richardson, if you keep him in the pocket, is very pedestrian. He showed that the last 2 games. The defense is, to me, the biggest thing, Jason. In years past, the front 7 for Florida was really good. No matter how their offense looked, you could hang your hat on them being so good up front. This year, not so much.
Yeah, they're not good. But one thing, I'm not saying that just because I'm expecting Tennessee going
sure.
But I am saying
compared to years past, they're not.
They're not the same. But what they do have is they have belief. They believe in Billy Napier already. They have bought into Billy Napier, and so that can grow and grow and grow if you don't take care of business early in the game. And this is what Austin means about taking care of business early, allowing the crowd to be into the game. If you let this game, get into the 4th quarter where it's a possession or 2 from the game, then they're going to believe more because they believe in Billy Napier. You don't want that to happen.
You think doubt creeps in more with the players that are all new and they got a new coaching staff, or the fans that are there that have seen these uniforms come in here and beat our uniforms, and you're like, here we go again?
Oh, God, don't.
You know what I mean?
I don't think
you know what I'm saying.
I think the doubt. I
look at the crowd to get into the Akron game.
I do think the doubt creeps in with fans. I think, again, it's avoiding an early turnover that gives Florida a short field and puts your defense in a tough spot. It's those type things. Like it's not that you have to go and score on your opening drive, because I don't think that you have to. But you can't give them a short field. You've got to, if you get the ball first, drive it to the 40 or 50, you punt it away, you make them drive 80 or 90 yards. You don't let them have a 30-yard field. They can do that.
No, I agree. You don't want what happened, in Pittsburgh, where you're down, 10-0 with 1 play away from being down either 17-0, 13-0. You don't want that. But sometimes the opponent comes in and makes a play early. You got to bounce back. And Tennessee has shown so far in the early season that they can jump on you early, or they can be down a couple scores and be able to come back and take care of business and win the game.
You love my comparisons, but I'm going to wait till after the break because I want to get a break in here. And see, there he is. He closes because you and my wife and 3 daughters hate my comparisons. I'm going to do that when we come back on the locker room.
What's that tell you, Packer?
Wait for it, Swain. This is a good one.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
The Locker Room is brought to you by Pilot Company, Ted Russell Ford, Food City, and Lincoln Memorial University.
Community banking is about location and much more. It's about family, We reside in your community. We are a part of your community. At Commercial Bank, our commitment extends beyond the walls of our branches. It's displayed each day in the opportunities we provide, the money we give back, and the time we commit, all to help improve the lives of the people, families, and businesses that make our communities great. Commercial Bank, life made better.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Costa. Dr. Malone and I here at Knoxville Smiles are here to help you with any of your dental needs, whether it's a routine cleaning, a root canal, or if you just want some advice. Did you know that you don't have to settle for a denture anymore? My team and Dr. Malone are here to help you no matter where you're at and to help you figure out the truth for your dental health. So give us a call or visit our website at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Matlock Tire has a reputation for being a little bit old school. We're proud to be known for our outstanding hometown customer service. We've been doing things that way for over 60 years. But Matlock now offers new modern conveniences, such as family-friendly waiting areas, online appointment scheduling. You can even shop for tires and see our current stock right from your computer or smartphone. We invite you to stop into one of our 5 convenient locations or come see us online at matlocktireservice.com. Modern convenience, hometown service. Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair.
125 years ago, LMU was born out of the desire to provide opportunity to the underserved, a living memorial to a great president who believed knowledge was a transformative force. Over the decades, we've prepared students for careers in medicine, education, nursing, business, and law, so they can go serve their communities. While a lot has changed over the past 125 years, our mission has not. Values, education, service. This is Lincoln Memorial University.
All right, so here's your chance to win lunch with the Vols. HillaryFrostHomes.com along with Spire Sports will announce the winner for you and 3 friends December the 4th on the Locker Room. By the way, we're going to share with you a QR code so it's easier for you just to take a picture of the QR code and go straight to HillaryFrostHomes.com. Okay, I am a fan of 2 teams, okay? The Dallas Cowboys, because I'm from Texas, and Tennessee. Stephen A. Smith loves it when the Cowboys lose because he laughs at the fan base. Just laughs at the fan base out loud. Do you feel like the Tennessee fan base is kind of that way nationally? Because every year we get to the point where the fan base is here, we're just waiting for that opportunity to have something to celebrate. And then every year since 1998, the Spirits have been crushed.
Yeah, I think there are some national media, Swain, that probably do kind of feel that same way about Tennessee fans. You know, Tennessee fans have went after several of them on Twitter over the years for Shianogu or whatever else.
I'm trying to figure out if Swain's buying my.
I don't think Tennessee fans are delusional as Cowboys fans, to be honest. But I do think
Cooper Rush beat the Bengals today. Okay, keep going.
But I do think like national media, they love to see Tennessee fans when Tennessee lose because we pop back. We pop back at the mouth on Twitter.
Look at the baseball team. Look at what happened when baseball was doing it.
Boy, they love that.
And this fan base was as obnoxious as any fan base you've ever seen anywhere because Tennessee was number 1 in baseball and killing people.
Yes.
And then when Tennessee lost and didn't get to the College World Series, you heard laughter everywhere. So that's all I'm saying is going into this week, the fan base knows around the country that Tennessee's just waiting to explode.
Well, yeah, the national media is waiting to explode in laughter if Tennessee loses, and Tennessee's waiting to explode
in laughter that they won.
I wouldn't say laughter. I just think they'll just explode into euphoria. If they win and get to undefeated heading into the bye week, because again, that gives you that 2-week build to LSU. You go back 2016, you beat Florida, then you hit the Hail Mary against Georgia, and then you went to A&M and Bama the next 2 weeks. Boom, boom. You don't have that this year.
LSU looks beatable. I mean, very beatable right now. Georgia and Alabama look unbeatable.
Georgia looks unbeatable.
Georgia looks unbeatable. I don't think Alabama.
I don't think anybody beats Georgia. We're out of time. We'll see what happens. Am I wearing the orange jacket next Sunday night? Yes or no?
Yes, unfortunately. Fortunately.
We'll see you next Sunday. You're not going to give me an answer? Come on.
Just wear it.
I'm only wearing it if they win.